Here we go. We are live, people, once again. It is Wednesday, August 31st, 2022, 6:17 p.m. Pacific time here in Las Vegas. Good to see everybody. We got another live stream. We're going to do a live unboxing. We got a good one today. Fresh from HP. And it's one I've been getting a lot of requests for. It's the HP NV16, a follow-up to a very popular laptop from last year. So let's see if they can follow that up with a really good one this year. So good to see a lot of people here already. We have, I've seen 35 of you or so. Let's wait a few more moments. Let's get some more people in here so we can get everybody in. Let's say hello to a few people. Karan Budar Singh, and I want to welcome you as a member of the channel. I see that you joined. I'm glad you are able to become a member, and that's helping out on a monthly basis. So if anybody else wants to become a member, there's 3 tiers. Why don't you check it out and help support the channel? We would really greatly appreciate that. Of course, super chats, super stickers certainly help out, and also will get priority when it comes to questions. Speaking of questions in the chat, I want to keep it very orderly tonight. I have a no tolerance policy. I will be putting the hammer down, and all my moderators have my permission tonight to do a ban when you need to, because last live stream, we took care of it. We cleaned it up. A lot of clowns were in. So we'll see what happens tonight. I expect a better crowd tonight. That really attracted a certain type of element. I'll just leave it at that. But good to see everybody. We now have, let's see, 40 people watching. So that's good. Hopefully, yeah, daily RPG. Hopefully no gamer kids today. Look, it's just a few, what do they say? A few rotten apples spoil the whole barrel. I don't know, whatever the saying is. We took care of them. We put the hammer down. They got banned. Good to see Raphael. Charles W. Yes, hopefully another great live stream. Karen, a new member, like I said. Charles W., as I said. And there's, of course, William Cohen, who is certainly, of course, a moderator. You have my permission to ban people, of course. Hello to Duck Vision, another member and moderator. And we got Narbe here, Paul Blakeman. Good to see you. Yeah, this will be a good one for a 16. I have good feeling about this one. Cole Trickle made it here. Good to see you. Yochi's here. Silk 95 is here. Dean Thompson's here. He checked the HP and Best Buy. Check it out. Now, the one for Best Buy is with the ARC graphics, and I think it has the Core i7 on that one. Then you can customize the one over at HP. That one, I don't know if you can get the OLED. I do have the OLED here, but it seems like the 2.5K display is there, but I don't know about the OLED, not just yet. I'll get my briefing on it from HP this week. So when I get information, of course, I'll let everybody know in the formal video. So that is good to see everybody, of course. And then there was Jaden's Gaming Fans and Computers and More. Hello there to you, my friend. All right, with 55 of you, let's get right to business. But before we do that, let's find out exactly what the specs are on this laptop. And as you can see here, we have the HP NV16 2022. So again, I have the UHD Plus 4K Plus OLED display. It's 500 nits in terms of the HDR, 400 nits standard definition, low blue light filter on it. NVIDIA RTX 3060 graphics. There is an option for ARC graphics, the A370M. I don't have that one, but I think I prefer the RTX 3060 for the most power on this one. Of course, OLED on this is going to need a lot of power as well. 32 gigabytes of DDR5, 4800 megahertz RAM, up to 2 terabytes PCIe Gen 4 NVMe SSD storage, an 83 watt-hour battery, and Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2, and not the lightest thing here. We're looking at 5.12 pounds or 2.32 kilograms. And has the HP True Vision 5 megapixel IR camera. So it should be a nice video conferencing device. And it starts at a price of $1199.99. So again, I left links for the HP site. I left a link for the Best Buy site. So if you want to check it out, more information in those links. And without further ado, let's get this thing out of the box. Now, this is the typical NV packaging we've seen, a little beat up, if you notice. I'll have to talk to FedEx about that, but let's just see what's inside. And it's a pretty wide box. Okay. So this is silver. I don't believe it comes in any other colors. I'm not aware of any other colors. I know the traditional silver, and I can feel all 5 pounds of this plus 5 pounds plus. It's pretty hefty. We got some important product information in this, of course, and you got some warranty information right there. Okay. And let's see what kind of power brick they give us. And this one is 200 watts. So 200 watts, and it is a barrel pin connection. Okay. So, of course, you're going to need extra wattage for that RTX 3060, and then, of course, the power cord as well. So we've seen this one before. You know, I think this is pretty typical of HP with their NV line. So we could put that down for now. You might need it, so let's keep it handy. And then, of course, let's put the box out of the way. Okay, and let's take it out of the plastic. Again, I feel the heft here. Okay, nice. Very premium feeling. Very heavy. This thing, again, over 5 pounds. So you're definitely going to feel it. But premium look to it. It's got NV branding there. Squared off edges. I like the straightforward look. Look at that heat vent on this. Pretty interesting. You can see it there. And hopefully you don't need to have screws underneath these rubber feet to access this. And pretty hefty, huh? Okay. But I'm not surprised. Okay, we got the drop jaw USB-A on the left side. Get to that super chat in a moment. Headphone jack, micro SD card reader there. Okay, and moving over to the right side, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, USB-C, of course, HDMI, and another USB-A, and your power port. Okay, so we'll test to see if it also takes a 100-watt charge or 100-plus watt charge on USB-C. I don't know. I want to thank Duck Vision for that $10 super chat. Let's get him on here. Thank you. Appreciate it. I didn't realize until now that you have the performance chassis NV, not the low power version. Hopefully this still has vapor chamber. Yes, I just realized that myself. Actually, again, I didn't get a briefing on this yet. Hopefully we'll get that this week. Should be coming this week. So I'll have more on it. But of course, very, very premium. Let's see if we do the one-handed test. Okay. Nice paper there. Okay, so, wow, that's nice. Great keyboard. I actually love the NV keyboards. Good key travel, very comfortable. Now, there's no numpad. I think last year they did away with it. I don't know if there was one prior to this, if they had the numpad. I don't remember. Has a little lip here. 2 grills over here. Where's the fingerprint scanner? I don't know if it has, I don't know actually where that would be. If it has one, we'll find out. It does have an IR camera, so I'm not too worried about it. But there's a camera kill switch there. And it has an all-metal deck here. So it has some stickers here. RTX, obviously this is the 3060. Core i9 here. This is the Core i9 12900H. No fingerprint, Tobias, right, Brandon? So I think all comes with the vapor chamber. In the repair manual says that. Okay, we'll try to open this up. Again, I don't know if there's any rubber feet that have to be removed. I hope not, like other previous iterations, but we'll see. Very, very nice. There's some heating vents on the sides. So, and then there's this one vent on the bottom here, like a long vent. That's something new. I don't remember that from last year. So let's take a look at the arrow keys. So these 2 up and down are going to be smaller. So you do have the normal size left and right, but the up and down. And then, of course, you have the row here. the delete, home, page up, page down, end, and then of course that right arrow. All right, let's see if it has any juice. So it's lit up. Again, I got a lot of lights here tonight, so sometimes hard to see the silver here. All right, so let's see. It has IR? Yes, it's a 5 megapixel IR camera. They call it, I believe, a True Vision camera, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll have hopefully those extra features we like to see. So those could be cooling vents. Again, I don't know what these are. Speakers or cooling vents. We'll see. Now, apparently this has vapor chamber cooling. So again, I didn't have my briefing, so I'm finding out just like you right out of the box here tonight. So some people want the numpad, some don't. You know, it's just a matter of personal preference. You can get a look at it from the side here. It goes as far back as you see here. So this OLED display is a glossy display. You can see it already. It's 4K UHD plus. That's 3840 by 2400. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a first boot on Windows 11. So it's a pretty bright display. I can tell you that right off the bat. And again, I'll get to your comments and questions. And do me a favor, if you do have a question, put a Q before it. Helps me identify it in the chat. Thank you in advance. And I don't believe this is this a touch display? Oh, I think it might be. Hold on. No, I don't think it is. It is a touch display. So this is a touch OLED. I didn't expect it to be touch. How do you like that? Yeah, it's a touch display. All right, let me connect to my internet. Put it on me for a second. Good to see. Again, I'm finding out just like you. So this is a touch OLED. All right. Getting even better here. So I think it's, what did I say? 84 watt hour battery. Let's take a look at the spec real quick. So we're looking at 83 watt hour battery. And the question, does it do USB-C charging? We'll find out in a moment. Let me get it set up, and I have a USB charger here. We could find out in a moment. Okay. So the HDMI is on the other side, not to where my HDMI is, so it's going to have to stretch a little bit. Okay. I'm going to connect it up once we're all set up. So let me show you what's going on here. Again, I'll put it from an angle. So again, loving the keyboard so far. A little bit of heft on this, over 5 pounds. So it's definitely not it's pretty chunky. You know, it's got a substantial weight to it. But I can tell you this, it's pretty nice. Okay. Let's just get through the initial setup. Use my burner account. Just been put my credentials in. So it looks like we have a pretty nice turnout. Good to see David Allen here. I see he's here. Brandon, of course, we know is here. We have, 86 of you. All right. Okay, well, that's getting loaded in. Okay, so I could set up let's set this up with the Windows Hello. Let's see which is the best angle. Let's try this one. I always feel so dumb doing this, especially the whole world to see. And that's it. Okay, nice. I like that. I like that. Again, I wish MacBooks would have Face ID. Would be really great. And speaking of which, I picked up a 14-inch MacBook Pro. It's on sale at Best Buy for $15.99, and that's $400 off. And liking it so far. So I was able to iron out some of the bugs I had in previous tries with the M processors. So we'll talk more about that soon. Set up as a new device. But yeah, I have the 14-inch, really good. I like it a lot, actually, the M1 Pro. Not a crazy about the notch, but the display is very nice. And I love the fact that the fans hardly ever come on there, so it's been pretty good. So let's talk. Yeah, I remember that, Duck Vision. Last year, we were disappointed that the Thunderbolt ports didn't charge. Hopefully, can test that out. Yeah, I'm going to test it out as soon as this is set up. That'll be our first thing. So let's just get through the initial setup. Yeah, David, it's very efficient. I have it here. Maybe we could bring it onto the stream. I already did 2 videos. By the way, people, while this is loading in, tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 Eastern, midnight, if you're in the East Coast. Make sure, if you're up, I have 2 videos dropping. They're embargoed videos. You don't want to miss it. It's good stuff. I can't talk about it yet. We have another 2.5 hours to go, but here on the West Coast, and also the East Coast. But midnight tonight, or this morning, or whatever, next day, or 9 o'clock Pacific time. I have 2 scheduled videos. Hopefully, you can check them out. So I can't talk about what it is, but you'll see once it drops. And now, again, this does have. Let's take a look at the specs about as far as speakers are concerned. I didn't put it on there, so I'm hoping quad speakers here. Hopefully, okay. Coming up to Carl Darquest. Coming up, you got it, my friend. Boy, I have to get through all these setup processes here. Microsoft Office, Game Pass, all this stuff, of course. And I'm not going to register, so let me take all these off. Just so many things. Yeah, quad speakers long. Okay, that's good to hear. 84. Good to see 84 of you. 16:10 aspect ratio, Safi. So yes. Brandon, I've never seen an OLED with matte display. I think I have, but I don't remember. I believe there was 1 or 2 we've seen, but we'll find out. Well, this one we know is glossy. You could see it here. But it goes as far back as you see here. Okay. Do me a favor. We only have 37 likes. Can we hit that like button? Because that'll help engagement rate. That'll help it get disseminated out over YouTube. And that would help me because I'm growing the channel. And the other thing is, if you're not subscribed, I'm trying to get to 130,000. We're very close, about 300 or so away from 130,000 subscribers. So if you like the content, if you like these crazy live unboxings, you never know what happens. Good, the bad, the ugly. If you like my video style when I do my recorded videos, why not subscribe? So that certainly helps me out. And I give some value back. And again, like I said, super chat, super stickers, memberships. I'm trying to take it to the next level. We're very close to just busting out on this channel. So video card and battery life are the 2 things I have left. Okay. Lenovo ThinkPad Extreme Gen 2 has a touch OLED matte. Yes, think that's the one I was thinking of. Duck Vision, hopefully they actually followed through with the quad speakers. Last year they left them out, even though the detail page said that it did, right? If we want more of the ugly, definitely review more gaming laptops. Okay. By the way, that score on that Legion 7i, over 20,000, I think 85 was the score of the multi-core on that R23, Cinebench R23. It's pretty cool. I also have the AMD one. I was going to do it tonight, but this came in. So I'm going to probably push that to the weekend. So we might do a stream on that. I'm expecting. Hopefully, we'll get a better element than we had 2 nights ago. Okay, so wonder if if one of the embargo has anything to do with a recent live stream. What? I don't know what you're talking about, Duck Vision. I'm not really sure what the hell you're talking about. Man, I don't know. Just tune in. Tune in at 9 p.m. Pacific time. You're in the Pacific time zone. Everybody else, Eastern time zone, or wherever you are, 12 midnight. Okay. So, Remark said, I definitely caught a glimpse of the audience you attract when you review gaming live. It wasn't pretty. Oh, man, no, that was not pretty. I can tell you that. I was not happy about it. But tonight it seems like it was a much better... It was a much better It's a much better crowd. That's all I can say. The IPS though is 120 hertz. Which one are you talking about? Okay, this is the OLED display right here. Let me bump up to his. Okay, that's the full brightness. Let's get to the specs of the OLED, the display settings. So this, I just want to see. I believe this is 60 hertz. Of course, we know it's 3840 by 2400. Let's go to the advanced display settings. Yeah, 60 hertz. And again, touch display. I was not expecting that for some reason. I don't know why. A little wobbly over here. A little wobble, but nothing too bad, but a little noticeable. Is that IPS? No, it's not IPS. Okay, let's get back to checking this out. All right, so I have my... Oh, let's first test the power cord, right? So this is what I have here, and I can show it to you from the top down. So this is my Dell XPS USB-C 130-watt power adapter. And I would have to go to this side, okay? So let's try the first one. So there it is. And that's not charging. Try the second one. And that's not charging. So no, they're not allowing you to charge via USB-C. Because it's not charging, with, at least with this one. I don't know if it's going to work. So no charging there. And you can see here. So you can see in the lower right-hand corner, this is plugged in, of course, and you can see it's not charging. So and again, the reason is it's going to need enough power to charge because of the RTX graphics on this and so forth, the processor that it has. So I'm not surprised. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to have to plug in the power brick that it comes with. We'll do that in a moment. But first, let's check out the camera. What do you say? So we know it's an IR camera. It's 5 megapixels. So let's go to the camera here. And wow, it's a pretty nice camera. Okay. Looks good. Wow. 5 megapixels. Video settings. So you have a choice here. We can go from 1080p to 1440p. Wow, I just bumped it up to 1440p, and it's 60 hertz. Okay. So let's go back here. Wow, very nice camera. Very nice. Looks great, Ronaldo. 1080p, 1440p, but 1080p out of the box, you can go to 1440p. We got William Cohen's stamp of approval, so we definitely know it's pretty good. Daily RPG says, no way. Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. All right. Good color. The lighting, I think, is adjusted automatically. I think it has the beauty stuff, all that crap. We'll have to take a look. Yeah, this is a very nice 1440p, 5 megapixel True Vision camera, I think they're calling it, or something to that effect. And it's an IR camera, so you can log in with face recognition. So awesome job. Now, I'm going to test the microphones on this, and I'm going to do my sample for the video, so you get a little behind-the-scenes look here. Let me push this to the side. But before we do that, I want to acknowledge a super sticker from Ronaldo. And I appreciate that, my friend. And let's get that sample going here. But first, I have to make sure that the sound is on the... Yeah, see, I got to make sure it's on the speakers there. And the microphone should be good now. Okay, let's... unless I... you know what I have to do? Hold on. Let me do this. Let me unplug it from here so we can make sure the microphone doesn't get affected. Okay, let's put this over here for now. Okay. Let's put this over here for now. Okay. Let me get the right camera here. 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the front-facing camera, or the only camera, on the brand new HP NV16 here for 2022. And what's good about this camera, it's a 5 megapixel true vision camera with infrared technology, IR. That means you can log in with face recognition. Now, there is no fingerprint scanner on this, so the only way to log in with Windows Hello is through the face recognition. Now, this is a 5 megapixel camera, as I said, capable of 1440p video, and that's what you see here. How does the mic sound as far as the array mics? How is the video quality? Let me know in the comments section below. Okay, so now let's play it back, but I'm gonna have to keep it off of the HDMI so you can sort of see it. It's kind of dimmed because of the lights, but let me play it back and hopefully you can hear it. Let me make sure the volume's all the way up. And let's play it back. Four, 3, 2, 1. So this is the front-facing camera, or the only camera, on the brand new HP NV16 here for 2022. What's good about this camera, it's a 5 megapixel true vision camera with infrared technology, IR. That means you can log in with face recognition. Now, there is no fingerprint scanner on this, so the only way to log in with Windows Hello is through the face recognition. Now, this sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. So nice job there, HP. Nice job. Okay, so mic sounds good. I did it in one take. Yes, once again, I'm getting good at this stuff. I should be good at this point. It's a QHD camera, so it's a 5 megapixel 1440p video is what I showed just now. It's what I did. Again, I'll show this example in the video that I have coming on this. Mike was very good. Excellent, excellent job. Good job, HP. So far, it's looking pretty good. Let me plug it back in. And I love having HDMI. You can see it here. Again, the display brightness, yes, it's bright enough. I just had it on a dark background. And with all the lights here, it just doesn't lend well, especially for a glossy display. But it is a it's a bright display. So 400 nits as far as what they're saying. In standard definition, 500 nits in HDR. Again, this is an HDR display. So, all right. So I want to check out some of the specs here. Let's go to the device manager, and we can go here. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing there. Let's go to the device manager. Where is it? Where are you? There you are. Put the camera back down. Okay. So this is, so we have here, this is the SSD, but I want to see something real quick. I go to this PC. So it's a 2 terabyte PC. So 2 terabytes. PCIe Gen 4 SSD storage. And then, of course, we have the NVIDIA RTX 3060 graphics. It also has the XE, but of course, the discrete graphics is what really sets this apart. And that is that. So let's, I want to test some benchmarks and so forth. So let me get the power brick out and let me plug it in. I'll be back in a moment, and then we can do some initial benchmarks. Stay tuned. Okay, had to maneuver that a little bit, but here we go. So now it's plugged in and we can put it on performance mode. Let's just make sure, let's see what this one's on. Bloatware is annoying. Yeah, I didn't see too much yet, but again, I have to check to see what it has. Oh yeah, I see McAfee already. That's gonna have to come out. So let's put it on performance mode here. Best performance, and let's go to the HP. Is it the command? What do they usually use? I forget. Let's go to the command center. So right now, it's on the Smart Sense, but I'm going to put it on the performance mode here. And I'm just looking to see what else it has. It shows it as a focus mode. I don't want that. And then it could do the control the fan speeds and so forth. But I'm going to put it on the manual, which puts it on performance. So I think we're good now. And let me get some of my benchmarks loaded in here. Now, I'm not surprised that this doesn't have USB charging on this. Again, you need to use the included adapter. And guess what just popped up here? Our good friend from John McAfee from his grave. He's sending us a message. And what he's saying is, how do you like my crapware? And I don't. So I'm going to have to remove that. Oh, it's really annoying. Okay. So let me load in some of these benchmarks so we can get it out of the way. And I can put this. So let's go to, I'm going to want to put, let's see, the Geekbench. We need that one. Again, happening live here. We're going to want the Cinebench R15, the Cinebench R20, R23. Let's go there. Those are loading in. You got to love it, huh? And we're going to need the crystal disc mark test as well. So let me put this there. Okay, that's good for now. All right, and let's go to the downloads. And let's do a Geekbench. Again, I got everything connected here. This is just an initial test, no downloads, no firmware updates, nothing. You know, we got to get just a quick and dirty look at it, just because I want to see what this 12900H has to offer on this laptop. And again, I think this has the vapor chamber cooling. We'll have to open it up as well. I might do it tonight. I might not. Let's see what the time we have, and then we can take a look at it from that perspective. You like that surface temperature thing if it works. Yeah. I do hear the fans going. I definitely hear the fans going. Jeopardy music. Da na 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 na. McAfee, yeah, it sucks. I know. How much does it affect performance? It's definitely taking some resources away. Observation, according to William, for a clamshell watching, you move this machine around the screen seems to wobble. I noticed it also. See it here, a little bit of wobble here, right? So a little wobbly in terms of the screen, okay? But just an observation so far. So we'll test the SSD. We're first doing the Geekbench. We'll test the SSD, 2 terabytes on this. This thing is fully loaded. I don't even know how much this costs. I'm going to find out in my briefing this week, so we'll know. But fully loaded, Core i9 12900H, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, 2 terabytes of PCIe Gen 4 storage, according to the specs. RTX 3060 graphics. I mean, this thing is fully loaded. 4K plus OLED display, touch display. I mean, this thing is fully loaded. There's no question about it. So, and again, this first test, I don't know, things are running. McAfee's probably interfering. The fact that I'm connected to HDMI takes a little bit away from it. So I'm not expecting the best score on this initial run. We'll see when things settle down. Some people have asked what the price is fully spec'd out from HP, $2450, but I don't know because I didn't see an OLED option yet. And I'll find out when I speak to HP about the pricing and availability. I did leave 2 links in the description below, one for Best Buy. That has, I believe, the ARC graphics. Fully loaded means 5+ pounds. Yes, this is 5.1 5 pounds or something to that effect. It's not light. And I said, and I commented, that's what it felt like there when I first saw it. So pretty decent score, but again, I think we're going to see better scores once this thing settles in. Let's get to this. 9649. I think definitely can probably get over 11,000 on this when everything is, fully run. And again, first boot, things are running in the background. I have HDMI connected, and McAfee's probably doing its thing in the background. Notice it has Windows Pro on it. Yeah. So this is Windows Pro. So it's going to be good for the content creator. I could tell you that right now. So let me take a screenshot. If I could find it. There we go. Okay. So I took the screenshot. No USB-C charging. I tried with the Dell one. Maybe if I have another one lying around, I'll try that. But it was not the case last year. It's still not the case this year. Okay. So let's test the graphics here. Again, I think things are running in the background, so I'm not going to get the best score, but at least we'll get an idea in the ballpark of what we can expect here. So we'll see. Will it be Windows Pro? I guess. I don't know. Not sure. I'm not sure. Fully loaded, the keyboard G. They install it twice. Okay, pretty good score here. Let me take a screenshot. Okay, let's test the SSD because I want to see real quick. I want to see, and we'll run another Geekbench a little bit later when things are settled down here. Let me go to the downloads. Let me go to this one. Oh, I forgot to extract it. Hold on. I don't like it. Hold on. Let's just redo this. Okay. And let's get this one going. 87 of you watching. Pretty nice speakers so far on the system sounds, at least. All right. So this is going to test the SSD. Again, 2 terabytes here. Supposedly PCIe Gen 4. We'll find out when we see these reads to see if this is a true Gen 4 speeds, and it is. Wow. Good read so far. Question, Daily RPG. Does the blacks look, how do the blacks look on the OLED? Are they fairly decent? Super black. And that's what you expect, right, on an OLED. The really deep blacks, the super vibrant colors, really, really good. It's a very glossy display. I can see you here the reflections right here. Although you can't really sort of see it there. Oh yeah, I can see it there. So it is a glossy display for those that are not into glossy displays. It also is a very nice HDR display. So if you're going to watch high dynamic range content, it's going to be great. Longfeather says, I remember when flagship Windows laptops used to have speaker distortion on 10% volume on system sounds. Yeah, well. So while this is doing that, we can get the rest of it. I can start getting some more of your questions. Let me go back a little bit. So according to Longfeather, in the configuration page on HP's website, you can change the Windows license from Home to Pro, $70 US. So I was right, minus the OLED. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to find out from HP when I have my briefing with them regarding the actual price with the OLED. Will you review the Asus Zen Foldable? If Asus can send me one, I will. I know I saw a few videos already that was announced. So, and for those joining us late, 9 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be dropping 2 embargoed videos tonight. So if you want to check it out, it'll be 12 Eastern, September 1st, obviously midnight, or 9 p.m. Pacific time where I am. So if you want to check out some more stuff, I can't talk about what it is, but you'll see once I do, it is live. I'm late to the game. What was the screen refresh rate? 60 hertz. This is 60 hertz. Again, this is geared towards creators. Having the OLED, you can have the really good color accuracy, the great coverage of the color gamut, the really high contrast, the super deep blacks. It's going to be very good, right? So 60 hertz for OLED, 120 for IPS. Right. So is the laptop available in black? And will there be an AMD version of this? Thanks. Love your vids. I thank you, Bethany. I don't know about AMD on this particular unit. I don't think so. I think this is an Intel variant, and they fully loaded this out. This has got the Core i9, but of course you can get a Core i5, Core i7 on this. It's an 8 series, 45 watts. So you're going to be able to get a lot of power out of this. And the RTX 3060 will be great for things like Premiere Pro and stuff like that. Exactly, Daily RPG. How does HP compete with vegan leather though? So what you're talking about is that vegan leather, or that leather we saw on the I think you're talking about the HP Folio from the Dragonfly line that I got a hands-on look to that prototype. For those that didn't see it, check it out. It's a pretty nice fake leather, faux leather, but it has a very premium feel, if that's what you're talking about. The vegan leather was also found on the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 that I recently did. Very popular as well. So check it out if you haven't checked those out already. Got 90 of you watching, only 67 likes. Come on, let's get that thumbs up. Let's hit that like button. Let's get this spread out. So to compete with the Z series, so that the 13 inch is the only one that has it, the 16 does not. For those that want to see a competitor of this, of course, that ThinkPad Z16, which does run an AMD 6000, Ryzen 6000 series, you might want to check that out. I did a review on that. Love these streams. Perfect thing to go listen to during a jog. All right, Alfredo. Good stuff, man. Enjoy your jog. Good stuff. And question from Longfeather: what are straight competitors to this laptop? So right off the bat, I would say the Dell XPS 15 9520 be one of them. I would say the ThinkPad Z16 if you're looking in the 16-inch category. I would look at the ThinkPad X1 Extreme Gen 5 once we do get one into the studio. I would think those are some of its competitors. You got some from MSI, you got some from Gigabyte. 16-inch category is a growing segment. I think there's a lot of competition. But on the premium end, again, I love the Dell XPS 15 9520. Again, I got the HP NV16 here. So those are along the lines of the competitors. And again, I just did the ThinkPad Z16. So that was a very good question. And one thing I want to point out, what a nice crowd tonight as opposed to what we got the last live stream. So what a difference going from a gaming laptop to, say, like a creator's or professional type laptop, or even a high-end consumer as we have here. Much more orderly, much more mature, and much more pleasant for me and for you. All right, Ryzen just announced the 7000 series. Wonder how long till we see in the laptops next year. I don't think we'll see them this year. I think that's next year or late this year at the earliest. I don't think they're coming in the laptops before that time. So we have our score here, and it's a very good one. Very fast, 2 terabyte SSD. Let me take my screenshot. So very good read. 6673 on the read, 5095 on the write. Nice. So positive so far. It's been pretty good. Let's remove the McAfee. I want to see something here. I'm going to do an experiment first time on the channel. Let me remove the apps here. Apps and features. Okay. And let's go to the McAfee here. So I want to take this out, uninstall. You can see me get rid of this crap. All right, so McAfee LiveSafe, remove all files. Remove. Thank God. They don't want you removing this. You can tell, right, from the type of the questions they're asking. Yes, and this is very important, Carl. Yeah, removing the crapware. Yeah, and I'm very impressed, by the way. I have the MacBook Pro 14. I'm using it not for this live stream. I'm not set up for it yet, but I did do the last two videos. Those embargoed videos you'll see tonight at 9 p.m., 12 Eastern. HP secretly, I don't think they secretly approve them. They have a deal with McAfee. So, look, I'm all for capitalism. I'm not, I mean, it's a minor, listen, the grand scheme of things, it's a minor inconvenience. And by the way, see this? See updates coming in here? That's why we're not going to get the top scores tonight, because there are some updates that need to run to make it more efficient, more optimized, and there you go. So that program will not go easily into that good night. They don't want to leave. They want to suck you in to their subscription plan. I'm talking about McAfee. And I want to show you this. I mean, this is showing you right here. Well, first of all, this is updates under the way. That's not McAfee's fault, at least I don't think. But now it's finally rebooting. Let's see. Let's see where it goes here. Get that out. And then I'm going to run the Geekbench again without McAfee. And I'm going to unhook this. We'll do a clean run on that. And here we go. Let's see how fast this Windows Hello worked. Pretty fast. Again, things are working. McAfee just doesn't want to let go. Microsoft Defender good enough? I guess. I just know that the McAfee is just crapware. All right, let me unplug this. And move that out of the way. And let me run Geekbench again. This time, nothing. McAfee's gone. They ran a few updates already, probably not all of them. And we can see what's running. So let's go to more details here. All right, so we can see the Synaptics is working. Let me put this to the side there later. Let's run this. Let me see if you can see it from here. Probably can't, but I can tell you what's taking up a lot of the resources here. So the Geekbench is the one that's obviously running. That's going to take up the most. Don't see any. Yeah, so ExpressVPN notifications in there. That's another one I'd like to get rid of. Let's see what else they have here. Everything else looks like it's should be there. Microsoft Office, NVIDIA Container, Omen Gaming Hub, all this crap. Come on. Synaptics Touchpad we definitely need. Just going through them. So that ExpressVPN might have to come off as well. That might be next. What was that? Hold on. Let me go back here. Yeah, Geekbench is the one obviously taking up most of the resources right now. All right, let that pause Windows Update for 7 days. Yeah. I'm all in for DOS laptops out of the box. Missed the driver CD we used to get. Yeah, that would have been great to get on this, of course. All right, so that's running now. Again, I think there's more updates that need to be done on this. I think we got over 9,000 on the multi-core, and I think we got over 1,700 on the single core. But let's see what we get this time. Again, nothing plugged in other than the power charger, of course. Seems like it's running through it a little bit quicker. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe it needs the McAfee. I think we busted the 100 mark in terms of viewers. So we only have 76 likes, people. Hit that like button. Come on. Let's get this spread out. Let's get a 1-to-1 ratio going. So let's see what it has here. Yeah, see, this is more like it. So 11,000 182 and 1807. So definitely a bigger improvement here over the 9000. So that played a difference right there. You can see it there. So very nice. Very nice. Okay. We had a really good score 2 nights ago on that Legion 7i. That thing is freaking loaded. All right. So we have this done. So I'm very happy with that. Let's rerun the graphics test just to see if we got, I think we got 100,000 on that open CL test. Let's see if it just, this is a quick one. Let's see what we get now that things are more settled in. We removed McAfee. We ran a couple updates. Let's see what we get. Yeah, and this is all informal stuff here, behind the scenes, live unboxing in real time. Everybody, it's Andrew back again, and glad to see everybody. So, Vinny for us just picked up the HP Spectre 12th Gen i7, watching it on it. Great price at Best Buy. And tomorrow had to jump in on it. Nice, very good. I bought the MacBook Pro 14, and I got the same score as before. So I thought we had the camera there. So there you go. 100,000, 180. You can see it there. So that's about right, I guess, for 30. Was it 3060, right? Should maybe a little bit higher. Let's see. Okay. Now, let's go to the next one. I'm going to run let's do the R15. That's a quick one. So far, what have we seen so far? We've seen fast SSD, 2 terabytes, very good reads and writes, very good Geekbench score, good multi-core, good single core, very powerful. The only negatives I could take away, no USB charging once again. That was the same as last year. And it's a glossy display, but it's a beautiful display. It's OLED. It's OLED. All right, so, and I'm a big fan of OLED. So let's run this. Again, I don't want to connect anything up to this while these are running because I want this to be as high as possible in terms of the score. No other resources being used that are unnecessary. And let's run the OpenGL. Now, this will test those RTX 3060 graphics. Wobbly display, that is one thing I noticed. Seeing Longfeather talking about that. William, still wish these manufacturers would offer 2 iterations, one with a numpad and one without. The machine is not the best for Excel and other numeric program users. Yes. So you definitely have to get an external numeric keypad if you want to be able to use, obviously, a numpad on that. So, yeah, I agree. I think they should make 2 iterations. I think that it's a 50-50 camp. It's pretty much divided. So, according to Connor Behar, he bought the P17 Gen 2 with custom specs. Works great, but it is truly a semi-mobile workstation. Yeah, again, when you're when you get to those kind of laptops and so forth, although P17, that's a big honking machine there. So, it is a workstation, I think. Anyway, question from Duck Vision. Does the screen have the noticeable grid we saw on last year's model? So let me take a quick look at this. I don't know. I can't tell with all my lights here. Let me go to we got a very good score, by the way. Let me go to something with a white background here. Let me go to my never updated website. Let's go here. So I can't tell if it has that mesh layer. I can't tell. It might have it. I just can't see it with these lights. And my eyesight's crap anyway. They are closing out the P17s. Okay. Yes, it can stream HDR. It's an HDR display here. So Duck Vision, I don't know. I'll look into it. It's a gorgeous display. I mean, I have no complaints right off the bat here. I mean, this is a beautiful, bright, sharp display. It's very vibrant colors, very deep blacks. I can't complain. I couldn't tell right off the bat here. And I'll tell you if I can see it. I cannot. In fact, I don't see it. But that could be just me. Don't go by me because my eyes are not the greatest. Okay, so what a score here, people. Let's get back to this. So if you can see it here, I'll read it to you. 236.49. That's very good. That's the frames per second. That's a good score. Now I'm going to run the CPU test. Even though I have two Bluetooth numpads to get around the obstacle, it is still not the same as having the numpad on the PC itself. No excuse, PC manufacturers. Yeah. So the last one we did obviously was a gaming laptop that had it, but I noticed that the trend is they're moving away from the numpads. Another good score here. Another good score. So this got a 2462 CB. That's a very good score. Let me take a screenshot of this. All right, let's do the R20 test, and then we'll do the R23. That'll test a heavy sustained workload, but the R20 will be a good one as well to see here. And maybe we can run the 3D Mark if we have some time. And maybe we can try to open it up as well. Or I might just save that for the video. We'll see. So that's the R23 I'm unpacking, but I need to unpack. Let me go back to this, downloads. This one I wanted. Okay, there we go. So is it HDR certified? Yeah, this is an HDR display. In fact, I can go to the display settings and I can load this up temporarily. Okay, so let's go. I want to show you what's going on here. So this is the display settings here. And if we go down to here, oh, I can't show it like this because of the HDMI, because of this. Okay, so hold on. Let me go here. Okay, so I can see it here. Hold on, let me close this again. I always do the same things, folks. All right, there it is. So right here, it's hard to see it, but right here is a box for the HDMI, and I'm going to click it on, but it optimized for image quality. Okay, I always do that first. And HDR, I'm going to turn it on. So it's going to go off for a moment, and I have Crowbar. You can borrow. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, William. Now it's on HDR, and I can see it changed a little bit, the display. If I go to some HDR content, I'm not signed into any of my accounts here, but let's go to YouTube. And I'll run a HDR video just real quick. Okay. So this is an HDR video, and it's already showing HDR. I can tell you the speakers sound pretty good. It's 4K 60. Camera's a little crooked. Don't mind that. Yes, Evan, touchscreen. These speakers sound pretty good. Now let me take a look to see if these are quad. So there are two speakers here. So I hear sound coming from there. Yeah, so okay, so it does have quad speakers, I think. So these two sounded like it was coming through here, and then there were two on the front. So it sounds like it's quad speakers. Again, I'll have to be in a quieter environment when I do test it, and I'll find out. Should be front firing and bottom firing. So these are the bottom firing here. Well, these are the front, and they must be coming from either from underneath here. I don't know. I have to see. But they are, it sounded like quad. It definitely sounded like quad speakers to me. Apple has some great sounding speakers on that 14-inch I have, the MacBook Pro. It sounds really good. Okay. Okay, so that's it looks pretty good. So let's go to the R20. Let's do that one. And I'll connect it up. I don't care. It may take a few points away, but that's fine. So we can all watch together. Okay, so this is the Cinebench R20. Let's see if this will give us a good score. So it's ripping right through it. That's a good sign. Question, can you look up the model number? I can. Let's just run. This is a quick one, and then I'll look to see if the model number's on here. I probably can do it in the system set when I look at the system specs. So this one, it looks like it might be a decent score. We'll see. This is 16 to 10 for Evan, who's asking. It's 16 to 10. So 56.29. All right, that's a decent score. That's a pretty good score, actually, for the R20. Okay, I took a screenshot of that. So let me put it on me for a minute because, hold on, let me just see here. So let me see if this is, so it's the, actually, let me look on the box. Okay, so this is the HP Envy 16-H0001XX, and I can probably show it like this. You could sort of see it there. Let's see. 16H0001XX, whatever that is. So that looks like it's the model number, and that's the one with the OLED, obviously, and the 2 terabytes and the 12900H processor. So for those wondering, hopefully that answers the question. Yes, 16 to 10 aspect ratio. Okay, let's run the Cinebench R23. That's a sustained workload, heavy workload that will account for any thermal throttling. Let's get that started. Okay. Yes, that's the model number. Thank you, Long Feather. So how's everybody doing? Again, a pretty nice live stream here. We got 88 of you watching. Good to see everybody. This is the HP Envy 16. Surface temperatures I'm going to test in the video. I'll get my thermal imaging camera and we'll get all those video. I'll take video of it, pictures of it, of course. Hate laptop manufacturers always give long model names to the laptops. See, I'm not a big fan of it either. I don't know why they do it. So, yeah, it's coming. I have all that. I would try to open it up tonight, but let's run this test and we'll see how far we go. Again, I try to play these things by ear. Okay. Okay. So this is running in the background. Again, I like this keyboard. So far, that's been pretty good. Now, the touchpad, this is a glass touchpad. Yeah, that's a glass touchpad. I think it is. Yeah, feels like it is. Does the spec say if it is? I wonder. Let me see here. So I'm looking here. Just curious to see if there's any mention of the touchpad. So precision touchpad, but it doesn't say if it's metal, if this is glass, but I think it is because I feel smooth. Yeah, this feels like glass. This is definitely. Experimental shot to you. Google returned your search HP 80001XX did not match any documents. Okay. I took it off of the box, so I don't know. So I don't know if this is released or not as far as the OLED, because remember, I looked on the website, left the link in the description. I didn't see the OLED option. It's coming because I'm having a briefing with them this week. So why would they send me the OLED if it's not going to be available? This particular model may not yet be available just yet. So I may have it, obviously, like with other reviewers. But I mean, this was already announced. I'm not breaking any embargo, so don't worry. We don't have a situation like we had the other night. I believe HP is probably keeping this exact model under wraps for now. I don't know. I don't know what the availability is going to be with the OLED, as far as that. Oh, Grandly, you like my shirt? Okay, nice. Untuck it. Untucked, whatever that company's called. They're not sponsored. Although if they want to be a sponsor, they can. I think it's called Untucked. Let me see. I like their shirts. Untuck it. They have some pretty, they're not cheap, but I like their shirts. They're pretty good quality. Check to see. Yeah, no, I'm sure, because this was already announced. Remember? They announced this back in the springtime. Oh, and by the way, I was right about that embargo, that they were selling it, because I have the proof that I did not break in an embargo. So everything's all good on that. So I did not do anything on my part that was wrong. But I did it out of caution. I stopped the live stream. But the good news is we will be soon we will be able to talk fully about it. I know you were joking. But I have to be very careful with these things. I think the XX means new model with OLED. I don't know what. I mean, if I was to buy this, I don't know if I'd buy the OLED simply because it's a very glossy. I love OLED displays, but if you're a content creator, yeah, I guess I would. I do like matte displays better, though. But I do like OLED for certain things, obviously. Okay, and OLED is going to obviously give you less battery life. That's the other thing you have to take into consideration. Now, 83 watt-hour battery is a nice size. This is a pretty nice, hefty little laptop here. Not little, actually. All right. For those joining us late, queue before your questions so I can help identify it easily in the chat. I would appreciate that. As we're running the Cinebench R23. This is a heavy sustained workload test. This will test to see if there's any throttling, if there's any kind of situation when it comes to throttling under a heavy sustained workload. I don't think this has a mux on this. I mean, no, I don't believe there is. I saw they were selling it, but not shipping it yet. Okay. Yeah, I might be one of the first ones here. I know Daniel Rubino tweeted out some photos. He got his today. And I think Arif over at XDA Developers got his. So I think I saw that, right? Or maybe I'm hallucinating. Yeah, no, maybe I did see that. Anyway, yes, it's definitely not under embargo, and I am one of the first to get it. It was shipped to people in the U.S. and Europe. Okay, all right. Put your hands on the charging brick to see how hot it is. If it's hot, then it is drawing a lot of power. Okay, let me take a look. Hold on. Okay, it's warm but not hot. But you could feel it. It's warm. That's for sure. Okay. So according to Longfeather, shipping in 2 days, in Germany, 3 weeks. Okay. Maybe add an ADA 64 future mark stress test. Yeah, I can do that as well. I might just do that for the video. Okay, something from Reddit. Let's see. Longfeather says, aside from some Reddit posts about the NV16 and nothing else. So yeah, I might be one of the first ones really to go do some really hands-on. Of course, we just took it out of the box. So we'll see how this all play out as I do my extended testing and so forth. Okay. Whoo. I'm getting tired, man. Wow. Really the first video. And I do this shit live, man. You know I do it. Doing it live. That is a raw indicator to see if the PCs are drawing a lot of power. It wasn't overly hot. It was warm. It was definitely warm. Wasn't hot. Wasn't too hot to the touch, but you could tell it was working. It was providing power. I was searching Google and came along the live long. All right. So guess it's working. I know YouTube is broken when it comes to the notifications. That's for sure. So let's see how the live stream is doing. I just want to make sure everything looks okay from the back end here. Just give me a second. Yeah, it looks pretty good so far. Question from Nick Allotech. Good to see you. Can you read the keys on the keyboard when the backlight is enabled? So it's hard to see with all these lights, but let me see. So this key activates the backlight. So I definitely can see. Put it at here. So let's see. Okay, you can see it there from the side. So one of the issues I've had, and I've mentioned this in other videos, when you have silver keys against the white LED backlight, it's hard to see it, right? So yes, the backlight's strong, but of course to see the contrast between the two is going to be the issue. Now, of course, it's better than not having any backlight, but again, having black keys would have been better. But maybe the aesthetics-wise, people may not like that. Question, have you ever considered reviewing a System 76 machine? They make Linux laptops. If they would reach out to me, I would definitely consider it. I would definitely consider it, Steve. Sure, I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. This test is almost done, the one that's running. System 76 machines have been Clevos for a while, different BIOS and OS. Okay. I mean, I'd love to expand out, but the problem is every time I try to expand out to different genres or different areas, I get killed in the algorithm by YouTube. Question from Fran, I'll just call you Fran. Hi, Andrew. I was a bit late. What are the specs on this? Well, for those joining us late, this is a Core i9-12900H processor, RTX 3060 GPU, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, 2 terabytes of PCIe Gen 4 storage. Yes, and it has an 83 watt-hour battery. It also has vapor chamber cooling, from what I understand. And it has a 16-inch 4K plus UHD plus display, touch display. That pretty much wraps it up. Framework, I've reached out to them. They were supposed to send me a laptop, but I don't know what happened. I really don't. I guess they didn't have one to send me. I don't know. But this is a good score. Multi-core score, 12,417. Nice. Okay, let me take a screenshot of that. That's a good score. So that means there's not too much throttling going on. Let's do the CPU test. I don't know. I'll find out. I'm going to have my briefing on this particular unit. I don't know. I did leave links for the units that are available for purchase right now. One from HP and one from Best Buy. So check it out. But I have the one with the OLED, and it doesn't seem like it's available just yet. Framework will eventually beat everyone out. I like that modular aspect of it. So I definitely am a fan of it. Okay, what's the question, Colby B? Anyway, okay, so all right, that's a pretty good multi-core score. Does a screen fold 360 degrees? No. So this is not a convertible. This is a clamshell, and it goes back as far as you see here. Okay, a little wobbly, the screen. Little wobbly. So Longfeather saying $2,400 for the IPS model, loaded out. OLED probably more expensive. I would at least a couple of hundred more, maybe 300, 400 maybe. Everybody who buys a rig for aesthetic reasons should understand you may pay with convenience for what your eyes may enjoy. Absolutely paying a premium. There's no question, for sure. Can the lid be open one-handed? Yes, I did that, Evan. Once this is done, go back on the replay, and you see when I opened it up, I did one finger. Wobbly HP, not surprised. It's a little wobbly, According to Fran, good. Used to love the Envy line. I still have the 2013 Envy 17. It's working well. Missed the extra inch on this one. And I believe they also announced with this one, they also announced the 17-inch, which I hopefully will be getting at some point as well. It doesn't have quite as good specs, but I'm always a big fan of the 17, and they do really well on my channel for those that are interested. Okay, let's we're at an hour and 20 minutes. Let's just get through this single core score, and then we might just call it there. We'll see. Wobbly and touchscreen, meh. So Longfeather is not a fan of the touchscreen. I am. I like having it. It's a nice. You don't have to use it, of course, but it's nice to have it when you want it, and it's there. So I like it. Sometimes it's just easier to just scroll with your finger, just scroll around. So again, anybody has a question, put a Q before it. We'll get to that. If you put a super chat or super sticker, I'll definitely be able to get to it. 16 inches 16 or up are too big and heavy to carry. Again, that's why we have the other segments, the 13 to 14 to 15. Well, really 13 and 14 now. Really portable. And we got a super chat from Handquake. $2. Have a good night, Handquake, and I thank you for once again doing a great job moderating and showing up and asking great questions. Have a great night, my friend. Is this a 2-in-1? No, it is not. So this is a laptop, traditional form factor, clamshell laptop. Now, Duck Vision saying the option of the touchscreen is great for those who want it. I disabled it in my BIOS on the XPS 17. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of what you prefer, right? So I like having it. I just, I don't always use it, but it's there. And if I just pinch the zoom. Now, my wife actually is somebody who loves touchscreens. She hates Macs, by the way. She loves touchscreens. So, anytime I give her a laptop, it has to have a touchscreen on it. Touchscreen, according to Longfeather, must be accompanied by sturdy hinges. I love touchscreens, but this seems to be bad implementation. So I wouldn't say it's bad. I do notice the wobble. I do notice it, but it's not terrible. I mean, these hinges are pretty sturdy. It's just over here, it's a little bit. And then you move it, it does move a little bit. And it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to say it's terrible, but It's not a, I don't think it's a huge deal for me, but for some it might be. For content creators, more inches, more productivity. Of course, you want the screen real estate if you are going to do content creation. Absolutely. All right. Good morning from Iraq. All right. Thank you, Stalker. Touchscreen is convenient. Sometimes just lazy to move the mouse. Yeah. According to Duck Vision, most people, I think most wouldn't mind the touchscreen as long as they provide a cleaning screen button. I forget which laptop recently had that. It was an HP. They had on their EliteBook line where you press a button, it sort of disables the display and you can use a cloth and clean it. It was during the pandemic. It was a big deal. I haven't seen it since, actually. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that feature where if you press the button, it disables everything and you can clean the display. And I think you can clean the keyboard and so forth. That was pretty convenient. I liked it. Question from Colby B. Why don't you pitch to Leo and team to make an appearance on Windows Weekly? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if they like me. Long story. One time, okay, so I was at CES a couple of years ago, and I was in the Samsung booth, their display area where it was open to the public. It was in CES. And I saw Leo was taking some photos. They tried to push me out of the way, like I was there trying to get good footage. This was like when I had maybe 20,000 subscribers. And we didn't get off on the right foot there, so I don't know. But whatever. But I like Windows Weekly. I like Paul Ferrati's a good guy. I like what's her name? Mary Jo Foley. I think she's very intelligent, and I enjoy their discourse. Yeah, it's a good show. If they ask me on, I guess. I don't think they'll ask me on. Plus, this actually does better. I get better numbers viewer-wise than that the Twit shows do. So I'm actually doing really well with these live streams. Yeah, I appreciate that. I move more to your content than Twit because of that kind of stuff. Yes. No, look, I don't know. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. I don't know. But I thought it was kind of funny. I guess they thought that they had some sort of priority, but things have changed since then, my friends. So we'll see. He came, and I used to watch Leo Laporte when he was with Tech TV. I'm dating myself. This was like 2000, 2001 or whatever it was. And I used to watch it. It was the days before these internet really wasn't, the internet was there, but it was not what it is today. And to consume your media, I would get Laptop Magazine, I would get PC World, PC Magazine, Mac User, Mac World. I was a big into all those periodicals and stuff. I loved it. Looked forward to every month when the new issues come out. Yeah, I remember it. And I would watch it. And then another one who influenced me, I don't know if you ever watched him, Chippy, Steve Payne. He did the UMPC portal. And I know Tech Tablets. Chris used to love him as well. He was one of the big influences for me. He did all those UMPCs, the ultra portable PCs. I used to have all those things, those imports I used to get from Dynamism and all that. Those were the days. Those were the days. Good to see Steve, man. How you doing, Steve? How did you get this laptop with OLED display? Oh, HP sent it to me, Carson. And I'll have my briefing with them. So I'll get information on availability. I'll get information on pricing on this particular model. I just answered it. Okay. Then on to the netbooks. See, that's where the downfall was. So I bought into that whole netbook thing, and then you really couldn't use them. The reality was, your name is not Steve. Didn't you tell me your name was Steve last time? Or that was an imposter? I don't know. Then I now anoint you as a Steve. You're a Steve now. Carl, PC Week. Yes. I used to like that. And what was the other one? Pen computing or whatever it was. I used to, oh, so I had, probably I should look. I could probably do a whole nother channel on retro tech. I used to have all the iPac. Remember those PDAs? I had all the Palm Pilots and all those iterations. I had the Trios. I had all that stuff. The Windows Mobile. I loved it all. I just thought about the Screensavers show. Yeah, that was a pretty good show. Byte Magazine. So Vinny is saying, Vinny for us is saying the wobble is probably because their systems use the same hinges from their convertibles, I guess. I don't know. It's not I think it's fine. I mean, you do notice it, like, but it's if you push it. But when you're like, typing, it's not going to be too bad, I don't think. Convertibles usually have more sturdy hinges. Yeah, they have to have a more sturdy hinge. The Sony Clie, I remember that. That was great. I reminisce. I sometimes think about those great devices, huh? So HP Envy 16 or the Dell Inspiron 16 Plus, that might be a good head-to-head competition. I did my video on that one. That was very good. I enjoyed it. I have to do my testing on this, so we'll have to see. Maybe that's a good head-to-head. Handspring, which of course was bought out by Palm at some point, I believe. But they were Handspring, then became Trio. And that was just great. I loved it all. And I used to import from like Japan and all these wacky, like ultra portable. In fact, I had a convertible tablet PC. I was into the tablet PCs back then. And with that pen computing, but it was the Windows XP version with the pen. And we had one from Fujitsu. It was great. It was the P1505 or the 1550 or 1510. The 1510. And that thing was amazing. It was like an 8-inch portable tablet PC. You could convertible twist and fold. Oh, it was great. I did Xiaomi. No, they don't send me anything, Xiaomi. Let them know that I want to review it. Question, are you getting the internals tonight or another night? Brandon, I could try to do it tonight. This test is almost done. I still hate that the touchscreen Blackberries failed. Yeah, the touchscreen. What was that? The Storm? Was that the Storm or something like that? Sometimes I like to just reminisce. And all the people want to just see is the internals of this. I should probably see if we could try to open it up. I just hope those aren't any screws under those rubber strips. Just I'm praying right now. Does Microsoft send you devices? No, they do not. They tell me they're going to, but they never do. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And now they won't even return my emails at this point. I've given them millions of views. Question. Do you think you'll be reviewing the Dell Precision 5770? I might be. I did really well with that 5470, so they're happy over at Dell. So stay tuned. Most missed laptop family or genre. I used to love the Fujitsus, those little mini like laptops. Those are really good. So many out there. I even had, I don't know if you guys remember the OQO. It was the handheld PC where you flipped it up. That was great. The Model 2. The Model 1 I had, it sucked. But the Model 2 was kind of good. And it had the EVDO modem in it at some point. And even had a rudimentary SSD, I think. And it was like really ahead of its time, if you think about it. And I had the Sony Vaio. I had the UX71, I believe. That was another one I loved. That was great. I bought everything on this channel from Microsoft. I bought it out of the channel's money. I did not get anything from Microsoft. And look at this score, people. Single core, 1913. Very, very good numbers here. Very good. All right, let's shut it down, and we're going to try to open this up. I'm going to try. If it's going to be too difficult, I'm going to have to abort the mission. I was shocked with the 5470. Is there any difference with the 5570 or just the inch? I don't know. But they loaded that thing up. I love that thing. Yes, they were gangbusters. I love the UX 71, and I still miss it. I don't know what I did with it. When I moved, I just can't find any of that stuff anymore. I'm kind of disappointed. I go every so often. I'll go on eBay to see if somebody's selling one, just for nostalgic reasons. So let me unplug all this. All right, let's give it a whirl. Okay, so these are T5. Hopefully these are the only screws. Of course, my handy iFixit case is my kit is here. So they're not captive. Oh, I don't want to strip this. Hold on. There we go. Got to be very careful with these screws. So I'll get to your comments and questions. Let me get this thing open, hopefully. So that's 3 there. Okay. Hopefully, just praying that there's no screws on these strips, because I can never put the strip back on normal. So it looks like there's 5 visible screws so far. We'll know pretty much right away. Okay, that's a good sign. Guess what? There's no screws underneath the strips, thank God. Okay. Okay. So this is the SSD here. It's like on an angle. Look at that. That's interesting. A second SSD slot is here, looks like. That's good. Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5 modem. That's slotted in. That's good. And underneath here, I don't want to break anything. You can see here underneath that metal plate is going to be the RAM. How do I get this off? Any suggestions? This is going to pop off probably. There's no way to grip it. That's the problem. The RAM is not soldered. This is awesome. No, you can upgrade this. I just got to figure out how to get this plate off. Okay, I must be doing something wrong. Just want to take this cover off. Rest assured, there are 2 SODIMM slots underneath. It just pops off, but I can't get a grip on it. So let me see what I can use here. Don't want to. Maybe this will work better. There we go. I just had the wrong tool. And there's the RAM. So upgradable by the user. That's 16 and 16. So I use this one. The cover is good, actually. The cover is good. I just couldn't get something to get it off. But once I popped it off, it came right off. I had the wrong tool. I was using the wrong tool. 2 SSDs, a nice copper plate over that. And again, the second one is here. But it's interesting how they angle that, huh? 2 fans for the cooling. This is the 83 watt-hour battery. Here are the 2 speakers on the top. These are the bottom firing front speakers right here. Pretty interesting. So let me get a shot for the video because I don't want to do this again. Okay, there we go. All right. So let me put this back on. Just goes right back on. Perfect. And let me put the plate back on. It's a mess over here. Okay. Make sure everything pops back into place. There you go. So only 5 screws, none of which are underneath any rubber strips, which is great. Good news on the upgrade front, people. Good news. So it was a pretty good live stream tonight, huh? And these screws go back in pretty easily. What did I miss? Anything in the chat? Let me know if I missed anything. All right. So good job, HP, on that. Okay. Nice all metal design. So we have over 100 likes. That's good. But we have 89 watching. So that's good. We got over 100 likes. That's good. All right. Whew. A lot of work tonight, but well worth it because we found out that the RAM is obviously upgradable. The SSD is upgradable. There are 2 slots. And you could potentially put 4 terabytes in this, right? Because we had 2 in one slot, put 2 in the other. It's fast PCIe Gen 4. And we also got upgradable not only the SSD and the RAM, but you could also upgrade at some point the Wi-Fi card, Bluetooth combo card. So that would be good as well. Hopefully this thing will turn back on. Hope I didn't break anything. We'll find out. It looks like it's okay. Well, hopefully. We'll find out. It's silver colored camera and lighting. It is silver colored camera mate, camera and lighting. I'm a little bit behind on what everybody's talking about. Okay, I think we're going to call it a night. I am tired. Where are we? We're at 1 hour and 41 minutes. I think that's it, folks. That's it. Let's call it a night. Yeah, I lost 17 pounds so far in a month and a half. Okay, William, good job. Good stuff, people. I'll talk to you in the next live stream, the next video, which I have coming. Don't forget, 9 p.m. tonight, I have 2 videos coming out. It's embargoed right now, but at 9 p.m. this lifts. Midnight, 12 a.m. All right, people. I'll see you next time. Next time will be even better. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.